Periva Sharanam. Today we are going to learn the 27th sloka of Soundarya Lahari. We will recite the 26th sloka once and then go into the learning of the 27th sloka.
Virinchih panchatvam vrajati harirapnoti viratim vinasham kinashaha bhajati dhanadoyati nidhanam vitandri mahendri vitatirapi sammilitadrisha Maha samharesmin viharati sati tvatpatirasau Japo jalpashilpam Japo jalpashilpam Japo jalpashilpam Sakalamapi mudra virachana Sakalamapi mudra virachana Sakalamapi mudra virachana Gatif pradakshinyakramanam Gatif pradakshinyakramanam Gatif pradakshinyakramanam Ashanadyahuti vidhihi Ashanadyahuti vidhihi Ashanadyahuti vidhihi Pranamas samveshaha Pranamas samveshaha Pranamas samveshaha Sukhamakhilamatmarpanadrisha 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 Saparyaparyayaha 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 Tava bhavatu yanme vilasitam Tava bhavatu yanme vilasitam Tava bhavatu yanme vilasitam Japo jalpashilpam Sakalamapi mudra virachana Japo jalpashilpam Sakalamapi mudra virachana Japo jalpashilpam Sakalamapi mudra virachana Gatif pradakshinyakramanam Ashanadyahuti vidhihi Gatif pradakshinyakramanam Ashanadyahuti vidhihi Gatif pradakshinyakramanam Ashanadyahuti vidhihi Pranamas samveshaha Sukhamakhilamatmarpanadrisha Pranamas samveshaha Sukhamakhilamatmarpanadrisha Pranamas samveshaha Sukhamakhilamatmarpanadrisha Saparyaparyayaha Tava bhavatu yanme vilasitam Saparyaparyayaha Tava bhavatu yanme vilasitam Saparyaparyayaha Tava bhavatu yanme vilasitam Japo jalpashilpam Sakalamapi mudra virachana Gatif pradakshinyakramanam Ashanadyahuti vidhihi Japo jalpashilpam
सकलमपि मुद्रा विरचना गतिः प्रादक्षिण्यक्रमणम् अशनाद्याहुतिविधिः जपो जल्पशिल्पम् सकलमपि मुद्रा विरचना गतिः प्रादक्षिण्यक्रमणम् अशनाद्याहुतिविधिः
प्रणामः संवेशः सुखमखिलमात्मार्पणदृशा सपर्यापर्यायः तव भवतु यन्मे विलसितम्
प्रणामः संवेशः सुखमखिलमात्मार्पणदृशा सपर्यापर्यायः तव भवतु यन्मे विलसितम् प्रणामः संवेशः सुखमखिलमात्मार्पणदृशा सपर्यापर्यायः तव भवतु यन्मे विलसितम्
जपो जल्पशिल्पम् सकलमपि मुद्रा विरचना गतिः प्रादक्षिण्यक्रमणम् अशनाद्याहुतिविधिः प्रणामः संवेशः सुखमखिलमात्मार्पणदृशा सपर्यापर्यायः तव भवतु यन्मे विलसितम्
जपो जल्पशिल्पम् सकलमपि मुद्रा विरचना गतिः प्रादक्षिण्यक्रमणम् अशनाद्याहुतिविधिः प्रणामः संवेशः सुखमखिलमात्मार्पणदृशा सपर्यापर्यायः तव भवतु यन्मे विलसितम् जपो जल्पशिल्पम् सकलमपि मुद्रा विरचना गतिः प्रादक्षिण्यक्रमणम् अशनाद्याहुतिविधिः प्रणामः संवेशः सुखमखिलमात्मार्पणदृशा सपर्यापर्यायः तव भवतु यन्मे विलसितम्. Now we will see the meaning of this shloka. We identify a guru or a teacher to be very excellent when this teacher teaches the students the subjects which are very, very difficult to understand normally in such a manner that they don't even realize that these subjects are so difficult to understand, and therefore they understand it very easily. That is, there is one particular subject which is very, very difficult for even experts to understand. But this teacher or guru explains or guides the students in such a way that they don't realize it to be such a hard topic at all. He takes them through the subject in such a way that they can understand it very easily, and they don't realize that it is such a hard subject. If you ask them, they will say, it is so easy. They will say, we have understood everything. In the same way, Acharya, who is a great teacher and a guru, is guiding we all of us. We are his students. So he is guiding all of us to understand a very, very difficult concept of Advaita by holding on to a very fine rope which is Ambal, and thus making us think as if this big concept of Advaita is not so difficult that we cannot understand, and it is also not impossible to practice it. This shloka will be one such shloka which will explain a very, very difficult concept in a very simple way so that we all are able to understand it, internalize it, and with his blessings and with Ambal's blessings, we will try to achieve it. In the previous slokas, we saw that Acharya is telling about the Mahima of Ambal, how Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra are all waiting for her orders, she being above everyone. And even we saw how by just uttering a word Bhavani, the Bhakta becomes Ambal herself. That is, she grants the status of Sayujyam. Acharya has been saying all these things as a way of preparing us to understand these difficult concepts. In this shloka, he is going to explain it. Now we will see what is the context of this shloka. In the Sri Vidya Tantram, there is one concept called Samayacharam. In Lalita Sahasranamam, we might remember that there is one nama called Samayachara Tatpara. So, it calls Ambal as Samayachara Tatpara. So, what is this Samayacharam? It is a practice or a krama we can call. According to this kramam or practice, a upasaka is supposed to keep doing dhyana of Ambal internally or within himself always. That is, it is a continuous process. All this practice of doing upasana or mantra japa, whatever it is, it has to be initiated only by a guru. It cannot be done by ourselves. So let us not go into that matter now. But for the sake of understanding, let us know that there is a practice called Samayacharam in Sri Vidya Tantram, and it means that doing puja to Ambal internally. That is Antarmukha Dhyanam or puja. And the main thing to note here is that it is happening always. You can be engaged in any physical activity, but still internally your mind is always doing dhyanam and puja of Ambal every minute. That is why Lalita Sahasranamam also says Antarmukha Samaradhya Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. The puja that is done to Ambal is called Saparya, and it has 6 portions in it. Those are firstly Maha Mantra Japam, then 10 types of mudras to be shown. That is what we call Dashamudra. Dashamudra Samaradhya is what Lalita Sahasranamam says. Then the third one is doing Homa. When we say we are doing a Homam internally, it means that we are doing a Homam inside the Chidakni. That is, the Agni that is present inside our body, or we can call it as the Jnana Agni. So, the Homa that is performed in that Agni. The fourth one is Pradakshinam. Next, fifth one is Namaskaram. Then doing Archana. So, these are the 6 angas of the pujas that should be done to Ambal. Now, a question will arise, why only a person who has been initiated should be doing all these things? Why not a common man do all these? That is where Acharya comes to help us. Here in this shloka, we are going to see how Acharya gives out a way where even you, me, or anyone can do such aradhana or puja of Ambal internally within ourselves. And with her blessings, we, even common people, are able to achieve what only upasakas are able to do. We have to understand that it is not very easy as we say. Though Acharya is guiding us very easily to really achieve it, we from our side require that much of dedication, that much of bhakti, that much of strong belief in Ambal. Now we will see the meaning of the shloka line by line. First line is Japo Jalpa Shilpam Sakalamapi Mudra Virachana. Japo Jalpaha, which is split as Japaha, Jalpaha. Jalpaha means normal words, or the words that are uttered in the normal course of our conversations. It can be any conversation, not anything particular at all. Any normal conversation that we are doing during our normal life. Japaha means to do japam. That is, we count some mantra for a particular number of times and we do japam. This we know normally. When these two words join, it becomes Japo Jalpaha. It means that the general words or the normal words that we speak daily, let it become the japa of your mantra. It is a request that is being kept by Acharya, saying that all the words that I speak or any of the words that I speak in my normal life, let it become the Maha Mantra Japam of you. He said that the first anga of worshipping Ambal or doing puja to Ambal is Maha Mantra Japam. So here Acharya requests that whatever we speak, let it become the japa. The next word is Shilpam. Shilpam means any kind of manual task that we are doing. Example, we are moving our hand, our legs, or any kind of movement performed by our body. The next word is Sakalam Api. Sakalam means all. So Sakalam Api means all these actions or all these movements of our hands. What it should become? Sakalam Api Mudra Virachana. Mudra Virachana means the Dasha Mudras that are to be shown during the worship of Ambal. He says that whatever movement of hands I do, all those movements become the mudras that are shown during the worship of Ambal. In the first line, Acharya says that or requests Ambal that let anything that I speak become the Maha Mantra Japam of your mantra, and whatever actions or whatever movement that I do with my hands and legs, let it be the Dasha Maha Mudras that are to be shown during your worship. Now we will go to the next line. Gatihi Pradakshinya Kramanam Ashanadya Hutividihi. Gatihi means our gait or the normal walk. Pradakshinya Kramanam. That is, when we go to a temple, we go around the deity. That is, Pradakshinam of the deity. The normal steps that I take, let it become Pradakshinam of you. We might be walking generally. We go out, we walk there, we walk inside our home, we walk to do some work. It can be anything. All those steps that are taken during our day should become the Pradakshinam that is being done to you. We go to a temple and we do Pradakshinam of the deity. So let it become that Pradakshinam. That is what Gatihi Pradakshinya Kramanam means. The next word is Ashanadya Huti Vidihi. It can be split as Ashanadi Ahuti Vidihi. Ahuti is, we know, generally when we do a homa, we give Ahuti. So that is giving something or offering something into the fire. Ashanadi is food or generally what we eat. It means that whatever we eat generally, let it become a method of offering Ahuti in the Homa. We told that the third anga of the puja is doing Homa. That is Homa to your internal Jnanagni. So here Acharya says whatever food that we are taking, let it become the Ahuti to that Homam. So in the first two lines, Acharya has covered the 4 angas of Ambal's puja. That is Maha Mantra Japam, Japo Jalpaha, Shilpam Sakalamapi Mudra Virachana becomes doing all the Dasha Maha Mudras. Pradakshinya Kramanam is doing Pradakshinam of Ambal. Ashanadya Hutividihi is doing Homa. Now let us go to the next line. Pranama Samveshaha Sukhamakhilam Atmarpana Drisha. Pranama Samveshaha. It is split as Pranamaha Samveshaha. Pranamaha we know Pranamam or salutation. Samveshaha is to lie down or to sleep. Now the next anga of the puja is also covered here. General sleep or the normal process of we lying down. We finish some work and then afterwards we feel tired. We come and lie down for some time. Even that, let it become namaskaram to you. Now only one is left. The 6th anga of the puja is left, which is Archana. How beautifully Acharya is bringing out that we will see in the next words. Sukham Akhilam Atmarpana Drisha. It is split as Sukham Akhilam Atmarpana Drisha. Sukham is something that we enjoy. Sukham Akhilam, all that we enjoy. Atmarpana Drisha. Atmarpanam means offering ourselves totally. That is completely surrendering myself to you. That is, there is no difference between you and me here. So you are completely surrendered to your deity. You become one with the deity. My Atma is totally in your control. And with this thought, whatever actions I do to get happiness, let it become Archana to you. The next line is Saparya Paryayaha Tava Bhavatu Yanme Vilasitam. In this me Vilasitam means all these actions, whatever I do. Like we said in the earlier line, whatever actions that I do to get happiness. Same way, all those actions, me Vilasitam. This is the ending. How does this line start? Saparya Paryayaha. Here there is a word play involved. Saparya means a puja kramam that is being done to Ambal. Paryayaha. This word has a lot of different meanings. But here it means a substitute. So Saparya is all the pujas or the puja kramam that has to be performed to Ambal. And Saparya Paryayaha means in substitute of all the actual puja which has to be done according to various rules. That is Saparya. And in substitute of that Saparya, all the actions that I do should become the substitute of the actual Saparya puja that is done to you. Tava is you. Me Vilasitam Tava Saparya Paryaya Bhavatu. It means whatever I do should become substitute of the Saparya puja that is done to you. So all these actions that has been told earlier, what we think as the normal things that we do in our life, like just speaking, walking, sleeping, and even eating. All these things that we do every day, all these things, all these actions, it should become substitute of the Saparya puja that has to be done according to rules. This is the request that Acharya is making to Ambal. Now, we have to consider. We are doing so many things in our life. We don't have time for sitting down and praying to Ambal or saying a few lines or slokas of Soundarya Lahari or Lalitha Sahasranamam, internalizing Ambal within ourselves. And we are caught up in a lot of things around us. We don't have the time to do all the worship that we want to do. We go and chatter with a lot of people. We talk about politics, we talk about a lot of other things like cricket, everything. All that will become puja to Ambal if we just say this one shloka and we do whatever we want to do. That is what Acharya is saying here, or what? No, it is not like that. The most important or highlighted word of this shloka is Atmarpana Drisha. We told earlier that Acharya is holding our hands and making us go through this very, very difficult topic easily. And that particular point is this Atmarpana Drisha. We will have to understand that the most important thing that we have to do is we will have to surrender ourselves to the lotus feet of Ambal. If we do that, then everything that we do automatically transforms into the puja that is actually done to her. If that thought or bhava is actually inside you, then whatever you do, whatever you eat, whenever you lie down, everything becomes worship of Ambal. Then there will be no requirement to separately sit and do prayers or worship Ambal. So that is the most important word here we have to understand. Atmarpana Drisha. Periva, when explaining about this shloka, says that apart from doing the various forms of worship of Ambal, that we told, the 6 angas of the worship, all that physically, this shloka highlights the importance of doing Antarmukha Dhyanam, Antarmukha Aradhanam of Ambal, where we internalize Ambal and do puja to her. He says that it is not necessary that only those who are initiated into Sri Vidya Upasana are entitled to do this kind of internal puja. Even those who are not can also do it, and that is what Acharya is showing. But here the Samarpana Bhava is very important. And Periva says, how is that possible? Don't we have anything to do in our life? Don't we have to go out? Don't we have to go work, earn our living? Don't we have to go speak to a few people? Don't we have to do whatever we have to do in our living? Is it actually possible that anyone can be like always thinking of Ambal with that Samarpana Bhavam 24 hours and 7 days a week? And Periva answers to this saying that yes, it is required, because even Ambal's nature is to keep doing things. That is doing leelas. That is her nature. But just like all the jnanis and great bhaktas of Ambal, how they keep doing their things even without doing them, like them you have to try to become. You have to think of becoming like them, who are doing everything even without doing anything. It is quite difficult to understand this, because these jnanis, they do everything physically. They will be doing everything physically. They will be talking, they will be running, they will be walking, everything. But in their actual state of mind, they will not be doing anything except doing dhyanam of Ambal. So our Periva says that we have to try and get to that state. Yes, it is difficult, but we should always have that thinking of at least going to that state. So Periva encourages us and says that it is possible. With continuous practice, we will be able to achieve and come to that stage. So as a first step, we have to think that whatever we are doing in our general life, like talking, walking, taking food, everything, it is all due to the Shakti of Ambal is what we have to realize. So this is the first step. We think that we are doing all these things. We are only doing all these things. But actually, without her Shakti, we will not be able to even move our eyelids. So, we have to realize that whatever we are doing in our general life, it is because of her Shakti. We have to keep expanding this thought to whatever we do, slowly. Now, with her Shakti only, we are eating the food. And that food becomes the Ahuti to the Homa internally, is what is told. And slowly when we start thinking like that, we will know that we should not eat all unnecessary things, or those things which should be avoided, or those things which we think we will not do homam with, or we will not give as a offering to God. At least to the extent of not eating unnecessary things from outside shops. At least eating those things which have been prepared with good hygiene and by ourselves. When we realize that only because of her Shakti we are able to eat food, and therefore whatever food that is going inside is becoming as a offering to the Homa that is inside, we will not eat unnecessary or the items that are being banned by our Shastras. If we think that the same Shakti is what is making me walk, then we will not go to unnecessary places. In the same way, when we say Japo Jalpaha, that is, whatever we talk becomes Japam of Ambal's mantra. If we really bring in the bhava of Samarpana to Ambal, then we will realize that we should not talk unnecessary things or unwanted things. Whatever we speak will be only good. When we realize that this Shakti of speaking also, or any kind of expression like speaking or writing or anything, is happening only by the Shakti of Ambal, and only because of that Shakti we are able to speak, write and express ourselves, then we will not talk whatever that should not be spoken. Sometimes we speak very harsh words to a lot of people, or we talk a lot of unnecessary things like politics, cricket, whatever, and it is just a waste of time. Just for the sake of speaking, we speak. So we will avoid such things. And when we speak, it will just be good things and necessary things, because that itself will become the japa of Ambal's mantra. At one stage, all our thought, our expressions, that is writing or speaking, and whatever actions that we do will only be related to Ambal. The stage of request that is placed before Ambal, so that all the activities that we do become puja to Ambal, will lead to a stage where we just do things that are related only to Ambal, and whatever we do will be pertaining only to Ambal, and then we will reach the stage where we are able to climb the stairs in the path that is shown by Acharya. And where does it lead us to? To the final destination of Bhavanitvam. So Periva says that the most important aspect that we have to cultivate within ourselves is Atmarpanam, or complete surrender to the lotus feet of Ambal. And slowly when we start cultivating this in our mind, it will lead to a stage where nothing else is there except Ambal. So whatever we do will become puja to Ambal, because we will not do anything wrong. Slowly, whatever we do, we will do only the right things, we will think only the right things, we will walk, or whatever actions we do will be towards the right things. Then it is very easy to get to the stage where we become one with Ambal. That is the Sayujya state, which is the highest stage of Advaitam. Let us all try to cultivate this bhava of Samarpana so that we are able to travel along the path that has been shown by Adi Shankara, and slowly and steadily we will reach to that highest stage. Periyava Sharanam.